So, Taylor, you've never really watched a Tromaville film, have you?
Poultrygeist. I've seen Poultrygeist.
Oddly enough, not one that I've seen. However, that you have to go back
Yeah.
to one of their first horror adventure movies. Do you know what movie that is?
The Toxic Avenger.
Yes, New Jersey's first, and as far as I know, only superhero. That says worlds. And of course, we have the lovely Thomas Williford over there going, Jersey Thor! Jersey Thor!
So yeah, I expect to be horrified and saddened and probably pretty hammered by the end of this.
Yes, as a part, we're going to make this a nerd pub thing where we watch really crappy or old movies and get drunk while doing it, and then stop periodically to get each other's thoughts. Now, this was my choice this week. We have an agenda 2 movies. We'll see if we get through both of them.
All right. In retaliation for this, at some point we have to watch Fatal Deviation.
All right.
The Irish karate movie, which is
I think you showed that to me already. You cannot make me watch it twice.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, where he did a really crappy Kumite. It was like filmed on VHS, and not even, mind you, not even good VHS. It's like, if anybody who remembers back in the day from VCRs, this dates me. VHS used to have multiple different speed settings for how long you could record, and there was one setting that you could take a single tape, which was meant normally for about 2.5 hours, and turn it to 8. It was some of the crappiest video that you could ever watch, but it extended your tapes. This monstrosity that he's recommending that we watch, which he's already forced me onto me.
Well, if I've already forced it onto you, then we won't have to watch it.
You have to. We might do it again, because now that you've said it, people are going to probably go, you should do it again, because we want to know. Because
the internet hates us and wants us to suffer.
Yeah, and at this time, you may have already seen our review of Hellboy. Won't spoil that. But, yeah, you hate us. You really hate us. So, we're going to pause this particular video and watch The Toxic Avenger. And then we'll be back with commentary about 15 to 20 minutes in. Ha-ha.
Cheers.
So, we're 20 minutes into The Toxic Avenger.
Melvin has just completed his transformation into the Toxic Avenger.
He hit puberty.
Something like that. So as I can compare this to Poultrygeist, it's using a lot of Poultrygeist was made like 2009,
Much later than this movie.
Yeah. The practical effects are pretty much the same. It's just that the video quality and fashion sense is different. The video quality is better. They're dressing more modern. The jokes are just as crass and tasteless. The acting has improved somewhat.
It's not like you could get very much worse. I've seen better acting in school plays.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about what you expect on egregious amounts of blood, violence, and gore, bad jokes, TNA. So, I'm enjoying myself.
Onward to further adventures of the Toxic Avenger. So we've had another intermission, because Taylor needed to pollute his lungs and refresh his drink.
Yeah. So, right now we've seen some gruesome, horrible fight scenes that involved grievous trauma to certain regions that men don't like to think about receiving grievous trauma.
It gives a whole new meaning to the word speed bag.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. I just made myself uncomfortable. Yeah.
This movie has not aged well.
No. I'm noticing this is again one of those movies that could not be
Yeah.
not be made today.
Oh, not at all.
Well, the reason I misspoke there was because of its portrayal of homosexual stereotypes and like it's whoa. Like two guys in nothing but Speedos and scarves. And I'm like, oh, wow.
And
not
then,
even trying.
Then the gay criminals.
Yeah, the gay. Well, I don't know. That was the weirdest street gang I've ever seen. Like,
oh, you have not seen the other movies? They're even worse.
So Yeah, so far, processing.
And on that note, we're back to the movie. We're back again.
So, bad movie tropes that would be bad in any other movie is the hero saves, in this case, an emotionally traumatized blind woman from her dog getting shot, which I hate in any movie, and then almost raped, and then is subsequently rewarded with sex. This is a bad writing thing. Stop doing it.
1984.
It was bad then. We just didn't know any better.
Okay, I'll give you that. We didn't know any better, but I mean, remember there was 4 Revenge of the Nerd sequels.
Oh,
or 4 movies.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
But by the way, the first Revenge of the Nerds, he basically rapes a girl because she thinks it's her boyfriend.
There's revenge porn, rapes a girl.
Yeah. Anyway, bad things that are bad used for comedy. However, it's fucking Tromaville.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be upset about a movie made in the 1980s that does this shitty thing because this entire 87.
Yeah, it's okay.
This movie is a touch older than me.
Yeah.
So it's a shit film. What do you want?
Been drinking longer than you have.
Yeah.
You're a baby.
And the comments from the Peanut Gallery. Thomas and Louise.
You haven't got me in camera. I want to be in camera now.
Sorry, I'm doing the...
There we go.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I'm still enjoying the film in that sort
And to be fair, when she felt up his face, it's like, even though it's deformity, she's like, oh, you're still... Because honestly, the thing is, there was a time frame. He did not immediately get the girl.
True. There was time and...
unlike a lot of movies, they just didn't like go immediately to the bedroom after he saved her. He took her out, he took her on dates and everything else. She became her boyfriend before they had sex.
Yeah.
So I have to argue with what you consider your trope on that part.
The trope stand is just a slight bit subverted. But still, also they killed the dog.
Yeah, you weren't that broken up when they ran over the 13-year-old 3 times, backed over his skull.
Well,
and then took Polaroids.
No, I like dogs better than I like most 13-year-olds.
Now, granted, but on the same point, too, at least when the dog died, got revenge, the milkshake, the pizza, the fry hands.
Well, I assume the
spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers for the movie from the 1980s that you haven't seen and shouldn't watch, but we're watching for you. So I assume the last people sort of the penultimate villains of the piece will be either the gang of hit and run artists or the mayor.
Okay. I was going to say the mayor was kind of set up as Mr. Big, literally.
Yeah. But the first piece of shit people you see in the movie are the...
Oh, yeah, the ones that helped him become the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, the bullies.
Well, they got one of them already, the sauna.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Talk about a creative death kill.
Though didn't they do that in GoldenEye, actually, which I was watching earlier?
Which was in 1990 what?
True. And
time displacement.
And that's
1984, 1990, whatever.
And he doesn't kill her that way. He just singes her arse a little bit.
Yeah.
But in fairness, she was trying to murder him too.
Well, yeah, it is a Bond movie.
What was her name? Zinnia on a top. On a top. On a top.
Well, pussy galore. It's not exactly.
You can't go up. Or down from there, depending on
your perspective. You can go down when you're on a top.
Once again, comments from the British Peanut Gallery. Is that the Crisp Gallery? It's not exactly peanut. Is that the Crisp?
Yeah, Crisp Gallery.
The Crisp Gallery.
Anyway, this one's gone on for almost 4.5 minutes.
All right, back to the movie.
Back to the movie.
So, it's done.
That was the thing that I watched.
It was a thing that you watched.
It was... Honestly, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was big dumb fun. Also, I'm pretty sure I've heard this song before.
Well, yeah, it's like so 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, it was part of the exercise craze.
Jason's actually wearing leg warmers as we speak.
Yes. I'm going to do the whole 80s workout when we're done, you know.
Flash dance.
You know it. Because I'm just so sexy.
It's the leggings that are the really disturbing part.
Oh, yes. Wait, I don't wear leggings. So, yes, that was the first of our many to be watched Tromaville movies.
Yeah.
Probably going to call it a night after this, getting a little late. However, one of the next movies I thought was Class of Nukem High. But if I can find it, instead of that, I'm thinking Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Is that a reference to the robber from the...
No. This is a movie, another Tromaville movie called Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Okay.
It's a superhero movie
That sounds...
from the Bronx. It's Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Sergeant Kabuki. I've heard of Sergeant Kabuki Man, I believe. Also, who was the actor that played the guy in the, like... the makeup with the shotgun in the diner scene? Because
I don't know. He looks really familiar.
he does. He looks like he's been in other stuff. He was quite good in his role. So anyway, what did I think of Toxic Avenger? I enjoyed it. It's terrible.
It's definitely a good drinking movie.
Yeah. And it's a wonderful movie to take the piss out of but that's its entire purpose.
Yeah.
It's ironic in its unironicness. It sets out to be terrible and accomplishes that goal with gusto.
I got bad news, though.
Huh.
There's 3 more. And they get subsequently worse. Now, you take Toxic Avenger and then apply the thing about sequels, except number 2 is really not that good.
Yeah.
And number 3 was basically filmed while they were doing number 2.
The whole thing is a number 2.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But,
Quality comedy.
yep.
This is
On this channel, this is Nerd Pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 4, I brought this up to Taylor because I recently watched another review of the Toxic Avenger, talking about it from Cinemassacre. I'll include a link on the bottom. Just somebody I stumbled across when I fell in the deep dark hole of YouTube, and it made me started thinking about it.
That is the hole I live in.
Yes, pretty much. And so I decided to rewatch the movies, partially because of James Rolfe and his channel. And then I brought it up to Taylor. It's like, hey, have you ever seen these movies? No, I've never watched Tromaville. Oh, let me torture you.
But yeah, it's my kind of stupid, let's get drunk and not give a fuck movie. It's dumb, it's bad. The special effects are laughable, especially by today's standards. At the time, actually.
I don't know. We just watched Hellboy today, and some of the special effects in this movie were better than Hellboy. Spoiler.
Yeah.
We're going to have a full review on that later.
Yes, depending on when you publish this, we might have it before.
Well, no, we'll publish this one first, and then we'll have the Hellboy review up next.
Okay. As some of the forward videos to us doing the Hellboy review, Jason was kind of meh on it. Eddie abjectly hated it. I kind of loved it. It was big stupid fun, and the fight scenes were cool.
Swords. It had swords. Let me spoil alert. It had swords.
It had 2.
Yeah, one was the biggest ass giant sword you've ever seen. And from that point, no kidding, from that point on, Taylor was hooked.
There was one scene.
We're not going to get into the review.
Yeah, but after that scene, I said, I forgive this movie for everything that transpired.
It was only 20 minutes into the movie.
It was a good scene. I thought it was a good scene.
It was interesting.
It reminded me of Dark Souls.
Yeah,
too.
that's probably. But no, we're going to stumble into that review. So we're still talking about Toxic Avenger. So the next movie that we're going to review, we'll eventually get to Sergeant Kabuki Man and some other Tromavilles or some other schlocky movies that I can think of. I definitely think we should do our own review of Sword and the Sorcerer if I can find a non-riff track version of it.
No, I will absolutely do that.
Yeah, that's classic.
Right up my alley.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was all of us. It's like one of the quintessential geek movies.
Yeah. Also, this is funny. There's about a 4-week stretch at the pub after my sword fighting class that Sword and the Sorcerer came up. Apropos of like nothing, like we just kept bringing it up. So,
Of course you did.
yeah, and to my shame, I've never actually seen the entire movie all the way through. I always was like drunk and passed out
Well,
or something.
to be honest-
I'll have to watch the whole thing.
If I can
Ooh.
find a copy, I can probably buy a digital copy.
Also, here's another one that I haven't seen in a long time: Ring of Steel.
God, I think I've heard of that. Or
It's
something.
about an underground
sword fighting club.
competition.
You've talked. I haven't seen it. He's talked so much about it. I feel like I've watched it. Well, you get a choice. So wait, what's his name? Stars in that?
I don't know. I don't
Oh
remember.
God, it's like one of these like B movie action, direct to video guys.
Yeah.
I don't think I might have seen it.
My-
See, this is the problem. When you hang around with Taylor and he starts talking about these, you start wondering. It's whether or not I think he's implanted a false memory. I don't know if I've actually watched this movie or not.
Well,
I'm familiar with it, but I'm not
all
like,
these
did I see
movies
it?
are so terrible that you were probably drunk when you watched them, so it's all a bit.
No, I
hazy.
think I skimmed by it in Amazon Prime.
That's entirely possible too.
I mean, when you talk about streaming video services, let's be honest, the biggest thing, though I love the tick on Amazon Prime, and I won't watch The High Castle for reasons, Man of the High Castle, but what it has over Netflix, what it'll have over Disney streaming, is it has the schlockiest B movies, grindhouse movies that you can't find anywhere else. I will say this, that is one of the reasons, besides Prime shipping, is the reason I keep Prime.
Yeah.
I can enjoy cinematic masterpieces like
Orcs.
Orcs. Oh God, Orcs was actually pretty.
Orcs was entertaining. I loved Orcs.
But we're getting into another movie.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we've said enough to say. If you like shitty '80s B movies, watch Toxic Avenger.
It's
You owe
a
it to
good. It's a
yourself.
good background party movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, you don't watch a movie like The Toxic Avenger expecting literary or
Oh,
cinematic greatness.
That actually does lead me into one thing. One thing I pointed out while we were watching the movie that I had seen a scene from it in another underrated gore fest movie that is in the same vein, but I actually consider to be actually a good horror film. Slither. At one point in Slither, and you said James Gunn worked.
James Gunn worked for Tromaville. I mean, so I mean, Toxic Avenger was long before Slither, but yeah, he actually worked with Lloyd Kaufman, and he was Tromaville.
But before James Gunn was known for Guardians of the Galaxy, he made Slither, which starred Nathan Fillion, which is why I watched the movie in the fucking first place, and it was fun. Like it's a fun, gory comedy horror movie that is excellent. Anyway.
This video turned out longer than I expected, but it was a lot of fun. We're going to do more of these. We will have the Hellboy review up shortly after this, probably. Or maybe I already have it up.
Yeah.
Once Eddie has risen from the grave.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie should do a cosplay of Eddie Monster. Think about it.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I'm sure they enjoy our commentary. I'm not sure they enjoy us going, ooh, but we should do this. Or maybe
Yeah, we have the
I don't
most
know.
coherent show on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the kind of thing you like, let us know. We'll
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
doing it.
Well, if there's suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Once again, please please like and subscribe. Mostly subscribe so we can get our real, honest to God YouTube channel. Pretty please.